I was really asked to talk about the entrepreneurial journey here, and I think self-regulation of the nervous system is one part of it. It's absolutely critical, and it is a baseline that makes us a little bit more able to deal with the challenges when they hit us. But what is important as well is that the real work is really when shit hits the fan. So it's very easy to be meditating when you're already in a good state, or doing mindfulness when you're already in a good state. And I think here is the reality for a lot of founders, where when you have pressure and the pressure builds and problems with cash flow, investors, board members, co-founders, that's when we really have an opportunity to have breakthroughs. And what I've found through my own personal journey, having to deal with a lot of these challenges. I've also been turnaround CEO before startup CEO, so you definitely have no lack of challenges at that point. And it's very easy to burn out. I've been near burnout twice in my career. Is that we don't really need to arrive to be able to deal with these challenges. The challenges are the opportunity to expand. And so very often, I might feel, oh, I don't have time to meditate because I'm so busy, I got so much to do. But that moment is the opportunity to transmute. What am I feeling in this moment? How do I transmute this moment? How do I reveal what light? What is the triggers in me right now telling me about my shadows, my triggers? And so that has kind of developed into really using challenges and the startup journey challenges as a spiritual path, because I'm doing the startup journey all day long, and so I can't then have the spiritual path being separate. And for that, I've geeked out on a few things. Recently, I've been into my Kabbalah, and there are some really, really interesting common concepts in some of the ancient traditions, and often the suppressed ones, which are around the fact that the challenges are really the curriculum. It's really, they are there by design. The human experience needs challenges to grow. And in some areas, we think this is no-brainer. Flexing a muscle cannot go stronger without resistance. And we would never dream of not challenging our children to learn to walk, to learn to cycle, to have to go to school. They must do your homework. It's a lot of challenging. So of course, if we were the parent of our own soul, we would give ourselves challenges so that we have a chance to grow and break through. So I'm going to just read out first a poem by Rumi. Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, let life live through you. Do not worry that your life is turning upside down. How do you know that the side you are used to is better than the one to come? Like with any Rumi poem, there's a lot to dive into there, but there is something around also the letting life live through you, the not controlling. And I'm also going to quote the Zohar here really quickly. There is no light without darkness preceding it. Just as the seed must break to let the plant grow, so must the soul be pressed to reveal its essence. The breaking is not the end, but the beginning. There's so much wisdom in this that I think we miss as startup founders, or in life in general, that we resist the challenges and therefore miss the beginning. And so this has become very much a practice for me, backed by other practices and the use of my own product. This also very much leads into conscious leaderships. When we are able to grow and use our challenges and build more resiliency, we are also building the leaders that we're needing. We were talking a lot about what tech, what AI do we need, what leaders do we need? Because the truth is, if we look at the last era, success was being on a yacht with champagne and bikini girls. I don't think we need more people that are successful in that shape. And if we look at people that have changed the world over time, they certainly haven't done that and it's been easy. I mean, Gandhi, Mandela, name it. We need more leaders that have resiliency. And so therefore, if we, in every challenge, we have an opportunity to grow that so that we can take on bigger challenges. And the easy part is out of the inner peace that we cultivate. It's not the avoidance of challenge, it's not the lack of challenge, it's the inner peace that we cultivate by increasing our resiliency. Right. And so I actually had a couple of more slides, but I'll end it here, because also if anyone had any additional questions, because I felt going through the conference, I often speak at longevity conferences and wellness tech conferences, and talking about using something for your spiritual growth or mentioning soul in your talk is typically pushing the boundaries. And I'm so delighted that at this conference, as I'm here sort of rounding up the conference, that has been mentioned in almost every talk. It's absolutely phenomenal. So it gives me a lot of hope for the future. And I'm more than happy to connect with anyone that wants to learn more about Sensate. We will be doing probably our final round to get to profitability soon. We are looking for business development people and partners, and we love doing pilots together. We have an impact roadmap. So delighted to speak with anyone. And does anyone have any questions just right now? Feel free to challenge me as well, or anything about the product. I have like, I think, a minute or so. Yes. Truth about kindness?
Truth above kindness, or kindness above truth. Those are going to be different answers for different people, but as something that I've found challenging in every situation, to push that envelope within, to find that point in every interaction.
Okay, so I think I'll have to interpret that question. But there's something around integrity, and actually I very recently had a quite lengthy conversation about that, which is where we're at today. Because if we could create the utopia of this conference, and that would be the world, that would be absolutely amazing. Then we could all show up exactly the way we are, and in full integrity and full authenticity. So I think I see, and just to share as well, I think probably where I have the lowest amount of integrity is still in the area of fundraising. Because the expectation is, this is how you show up, this is how it needs to be. And so we always have to compromise a little bit. What is my ultimate purpose? Okay, well, if it wants to look like this right now, and this is how I will get the funding, there is always weighing that off. I similarly spoke to Nils, who was the had a talk about shamanism, corporate shamanism. If you move too far and too fast, you get no one with you. So that sort of balancing of integrity and truth is, I think, a very relevant question, and it may not have an answer. So it's always, but the questioning all these things in every moment, our integrity, our authenticity, our growth, our shadows, that is exactly part of using entrepreneurship as a path for spiritual growth. All right, I see the time is out, so thank you so much. Feel free to connect with me. I'm on LinkedIn as well. Thank you.